The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys!
Blowing out of the backfield, exploding down the sideline.
This is Hangin' with the Boys, presented by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Now, your hosts, Nate Newton, Kurt Daniels, Jesse Holley, and Shannon Gross.
Wednesday, hump day.
Hump day.
Looking live at Tostitos, a covered Tostitos Championship Plaza outside Ford Center at the Star in Frisco, where it is 88 degrees. The high is 92, the low is 73. And
On this side, you got the button-up boys.
Not today. Not today. You can stop that today. We lasted one day. The button-up boys are opposite each other. Yeah.
Kurt Daniels, Nate Newton, Shannon Gross, Jesse Holley. Together, we make Hanging with the Boys, the sports talk equivalent of Braille. People feel us when we speak.
And every day we are brought to you by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings.
Where you at, Brandon Cubs?
You know what?
This might be his week.
Week five, and we finally got the intro right once. One time.
One time.
Five weeks.
This is our preseason. We need the preseason too.
Right? Nate said preseason's over.
It's over, man.
Oh, man. How you fellas doing today? It's Wednesday, so
It's good.
we got to check on everybody.
Yeah,
Kurt,
how's your mental and your dentals?
Kurt, how are you?
Good, doing all right.
Yeah.
Good.
Jesse?
I'm well. I'll go see Dr. J when I leave here, so get my therapeutic session on.
All right. Nate?
You know, then I'm gonna slide by the trailer.
I just
later
keep-
on.
There's real therapy.
That's where the real therapy's at. I slide. Yeah, that's part of
So,
Wednesdays. Yeah.
You go exercise them demons,
Yes.
and then you just jump right back in the pit with
Just
them?
right back with them.
Snake
Just right back with them. It's hard to defeat the demons you like to play with. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Hey, as long as you recognize you got them, I guess that's
Shout
half the battle, right?
out to the trailer parks.
But you, Nate, how you doing today? Don't jump in. I see where you're going. Just wait and tell us how you doing before you jump into, these 49. No, how are you today?
I'm great, and I'm feeling
We'll get to that in a minute. What shirt you got on today?
This is truth. This Prime boy Prime. You know, he been feeling it the last few weeks too.
How much swag do you own?
A bunch, man. A bunch. I got rid of a lot of it because he got rid of a lot of it. So.
Well, he left Under Armour. Now he with Nike.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I'm holding on to his old swag, but man, I'm ready.
Just
on.
quickly,
It's
with,
my
just,
turn.
quickly.
No, I'm not.
Just quickly
ready
with
to
Prime. 4 out of the last 5 weeks, the Colorado Buffaloes have been the number one watched college football program in the country.
Cowboys of the NCAA.
Yeah, and 2 of their Pac-12 games have been the most watched Pac-12 football games
Ever?
in history.
Wow.
So their I think it's the USC and Colorado State was the 2 most watched Pac-12 games ever.
We don't care if you like us, as long as
Keep
you watch
watching
us.
He is taking a page out of the Jerry Jones playbook and is winning.
Were you a Prime fan growing up?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the swag.
Yeah.
It was a swag. This must be the money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turning me on.
Did you ever go on tour with him, Nate?
Nah,
When he was doing the circuit?
No, because he had.
came to
the
Monroe,
thing about it,
Louisiana.
we didn't have the.
They
We
played
had a
at a
club.
club.
Oh, he did, but
He at Monroe.
yeah, but we he had his club, so the tour was always there. He had the club
I've always
prime
wanted
time
to-
21.
What did you guys think when they were signing him, though? Because
That's our homeboy. We
you
loving
just
it.
played him the year before the 49ers.
Loving it.
Yeah.
Loving every minute of it. Because Mike had already prepped us. You know, Mr. Jones had dropped it, on Mike, and Mike, guess what?
So y'all knew he was coming,
Oh
huh?
yeah. So by the time he,
So how was his and Mike's relationship? Because on the field, they would go
good.
at it. Mike, I told a story. He told a story one time when he played Deion. He just went ahead and sent his check in for unnecessary roughness because the first play of the game he was hitting him in the head, and he just knew.
Wow.
So, but how was their relationship when they were on the same
even
team?
when they were in college, they played against one another.
Oh, I didn't think about
And
that.
I remember the story where he said, "Man, when I found out how fast Prime was, I would always try to catch the ball going crossing routes or whatever. Because Deion can catch him. And he said one time I got through him a bomb. He said he was debating on whether to drop it or catch it because he knew Pride was going to catch it. And in college, you don't never want to be ran down. Not especially in college. I mean, I don't know how it was in the pros.
I mean, I got ran down in the pros, so please. sensitive topic here, okay? Let's move on. Let's move on
he said,
to something else.
He said once he caught it, he said, man, I was going to try to get every yard I can because I knew when I got in the locker room, the boy was going to crush me.
I got to give a shout out to Mark.
Well, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm always good.
Dentals are still jacked. All right.
It's not jacked. It's
one
just,
of these weeks.
It needs. I mean, it's
some
not
work.
like it hurts me or it looks bad because it's in the back. I mean,
This is the favorite line of men, and I wish we get away from that
I'm
line.
fine.
It doesn't hurt me.
I'm good.
Like that, just because it doesn't hurt today doesn't mean it doesn't have an effect on you.
Let me tell you what.
Like
Right.
that's the world that we live
My
in.
biggest fear is I go to Mexico and it
No, hit
it abscesses down there, and then I'm like going to a dentist in Mexico.
And then you know what's
You
so
might not
funny
come back.
about
Right?
the dental thing and the teeth and
put you to sleep.
once
Take your organs
liver
out or something.
gone.
once it happened, then the next 4 or 5 days you be like, yo, Shannon, can you kind of talk somewhere else?
I will not call into the show after I get this one taken.
Ooh, that would be.
That was
I did.
good. He did once. Yeah.
You did?
I-
Did you say some crazy stuff?
Dude, I
He's
was
a little loopy.
I went back and listened. I was like, good God, how did they let me go on the air? It was stupid.
How did we not?
Shout out to Marcus and Marvin that let me in the building every day.
Oh yeah, my boys upstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They let me in here each and every day, so I just needed to tell them.
The
thank you.
Adventures of Marcus and Marvin.
Yeah.
So shout out to you guys.
You still had to check in?
I do every day. I go to the desk and I get this badge and I put it on my leg and I come down here and I hang out with
you
you
don't
guys.
have the
for an
badges
hour.
like you guys got. He's still.
I have my badge sometimes. Sometimes I don't have my badge. But Marcus and Marvin, they know.
Yeah,
I mean,
they let
what's
y'all
up?
roll.
What's up? What's up?
If you have been employed by that side of the building,
I probably shouldn't say that because then they probably get it. Somebody be like, well, guys, you have to make sure you check every time.
Derek's probably gonna be like, "You go get a text
I
after
know.
this." Why?
Why would you say that?
Why
I
you have
always
to say
say, I always have my badge.
And
I do. I always have my badge. I just flash it and go.
Yeah, sometimes it's in your back pocket. Sometimes.
I always have my badge.
Derek,
I always, boss. I always have my badge.
There you go, Nate. Okay, now what are you looking at?
I'm looking at the
So
defensive.
intently.
I think Nate and I are gonna have a debate today about this Niners
all
defense.
We haven't had a debate in a long time on this show.
I think we're gonna have
The
a
only
debate.
thing you can debate about the 49ers, I'm being honest. I'm being honest. You cannot debate Eric Armstead, Javon Hargrove.
Hargrave.
Do y'all know that name? I've been messing
Nick-
it up. Even when he was in Philadelphia, I messed it
Nick
up.
Bosa, Fred Warner, Dre Greenlaw. I mean, is there
Now
anybody you
can
can debate?
debate a little bit in their secondary, maybe a little bit. They got two nice corners. They got two good. Two nice safeties. I heard Bryder's talking about one of the corners that you probably could throw at, but
What's that safety's name? Number 29, Nate. What's his name?
Good luck.
yeah, Talanoa.
Good luck.
And last name Hufan Ga. G-A.
Hufanga? Is that how you say his last
You
name?
can call it. He is a fungus.
He's a wild
He
man.
is a fungus. He is the
good.
closest thing to that kid from Pittsburgh.
Polamalu.
Oh
Yeah.
yes, sir.
Actually,
Got the
Troy
hair.
Polamalu actually trains him, mentors him, and everything.
Does he really?
Yes.
Same look,
Yeah.
same style too.
That's who he wants to pattern. Like literally, he patterns his game after Troy Polamalu, and Troy Polamalu is his mentor.
Doing a hell of a job.
Man, I'm gonna tell you something. Bosa, this is what's scary.
I can't wait to hear it.
Is Bosa has not hit his stride yet. Armstead has not hit his stride yet. These are the two studs up front.
Are you talking about in their career or in this season?
No, in the season.
Okay, I was like, because they ain't hit their stride in their career yet. What they got left to prove? Jeez.
Hargrave, he had 10 sacks last year. with Philadelphia, 9 sacks last year with Philadelphia.
Got 3 this year.
And he got 3 this year. So, a lot of people don't, well, he just was playing good because, well, the kid is smart.
11 last year.
Yeah, the kid is smart. I'm going to go where I'm going to get man-on-man blocking because no one man can block him not consistently across the table. I mean, you know what?
They good.
This thing going to come down to turnovers and penalties. It's going to come down to
Discipline?
Yeah. Oh, yes, sir. So, I mean, we're going to let Jesse take over since he was one day button-up guy, next day. Now he back to his prison sweatshirts, T-shirts. So, let's go, Jesse.
I just need you to say one thing about the 49ers defense.
You going to feel
Well, not that. I haven't heard you say this in a while. This used to be like the trademark of our show. It's a 3-letter word.
What was that, man?
Wow.
They beyond wow. But I don't want to get the fans. No
How about wowzer?
Yeah, you're not.
Let me
giving
say
us a
this,
lot of
fellas.
hope over
Jesse,
there.
take this. Believe this right here. Believe this right here. I've talked to a couple of other members, football players, Jesse, and a lot of them is leaning towards the 49ers. Fellas, we cannot lose this game. I ain't talking about no a must win. I'm not talking none of that foolishness. But if we lose this game, understand me, make it a dog fight. Make it where the 49ers don't want to see you coming back in there. Do not hand this game to the 49ers. And I mean by that, do not let them rush all over you. They averaging 153 yards.
That's not today.
No. Listen.
That's not today.
No, I understand that.
It's not today.
I understand that. I understand that. They're averaging 153 yards. But on the other side, they're only giving up 66 yards. So
How much do we got to run?
I just don't want this thing to be out of whack. Now, Jesse, it's all yours, my friend.
Okay. So, here's where I think we differ when it comes to this defense. Let me start with this. Base defense, 4-3 defense, traditional, right? Nothing out of the ordinary right there. This defense is coached by Steve Wilkes, who's been in this league for a very long time, comes from the Ron Rivera coaching tree, right? Riverboat Ron. Remember I talked about effort for the Cardinals? They just didn't have any guys.
Yep.
They just good effort. Well, this is different. This is a team who plays with great effort
And has a lot of great guys.
and has a lot of great guys. But they're very simple. They're very simple in what they do. 4-3, and all the names that you said, Eric Armstead and Javon Hargrave and Greenlaw and all these guys. I tweeted this out earlier today. I said if Usain Bolt was born to run and Michael Jordan was born to fly, Tiger Woods was born to golf, Fred Warner was born to play linebacker. Like he is everything you want in a linebacker. This is, to me, I call this defense a percentage defense. They aren't going to blitz you much. They're going to play their base formation coverage-wise. They're going to play cover 3. They're going to play cover 2. A lot of man-to-man. They trust their corners, I think, a little bit too much. I call this a percentage defense because, before I get to that point, and you'll be hard-pressed to find any play on the defensive side of the ball where you don't see when the ball is out to a rusher or a receiver, you're going to find at least 5 or 6 guys that are around the football when the tackle comes. There is no single man bringing guys down. It's a rally to the football type mentality. But I call this defense a percentage defense because they are going to be extremely smart, extremely sound, and they're going to play the percentages. They're going to say, you're going to move the football, but we're going to bank on you making a mistake. And we're going to be in the right place at the right time at a very high percentage of the time so that when you do make the mistake,
We're there.
We're capitalized.
Yeah.
I watched the Rams game. Matt Stafford had 2 interceptions in that game. I watched the Cardinals game. The Cardinals were able to move the ball some in that game. But they'll just play you sound right? A lot of those guys are able to win their one-on-one blocks. I think Nick Bosa is kind of getting his sea legs. He didn't report to training camp, all training camp. So he's kind of getting his sea legs underneath them. The game will be heightened because it's the Cowboys. So I expect him to come out and play a good game. And I think Nick Bosa is great. I personally don't think Nick Bosa is more versatile than Micah Parsons. Just my personal opinion. And how people are going to say, oh, he was Defensive Player of the Year. I get it. I understand it. I think
he had more sacks.
I think we have the more versatile dude.
For sure.
Defensively, you're going to see those guys, their defensive ends, whether it's Bosa or Farrell, they line up sometimes in that wide 9. When you see that defensive end, it seems like he way out there, like towards the nickel, right? And a lot of times what that does is they run a lot of stunts, a lot of tackle in stunts. So sometimes he'll be so wide that tackle now has to push out so far to get him. It creates that space on the inside for guys like Armstead and Hargrave and Kinlaw and all those guys to kind of work edges on the inside. Opposite side, they'll run some TE stunts on that side, tackle in stunts where Bosa kind of, where the D tackle will come out and then Bosa will come around. Kind of like you see Micah Parsons does a lot too as well. But this defense to me, and this is the part where it confused Dak Prescott a lot last year, and in the playoff games, is they're gonna play that zone coverage, and they're going to make you have to sift through where the open holes are at, where are the right reads at, and they're banking on their front four, led by Nick Bosa, being able to create enough havoc that it speeds you up, that it makes you have to go a little bit faster than you want to. They gave up 147 yards to Puka Nacua. Is that Puka, the Puka kid and with the Rams?
Rams, yep.
Right? 15 catches, 147 yards. And that was Matthews just hitting a boom, 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 boom. But then opportune time, interception. So they're going to just play the percentages. They're going to say, we're going to do the right thing. So we are always going to do the right thing, whether you beat us in that situation or not. And we're going to truly bank on the moment you are wrong. That's the national thing that today that they were talking about.
What is it?
It's a national alert that they were talking about at one
Testing?
Yeah, testing. Yeah.
Those four, by the way, those four interior linemen you were talking about, great stat here, Kurt. Rankings from PFF out of 129. Hargrave, 8th. Armstead, 10th. Kinlaw, 17th. And Givens, 35th.
Yeah. So that's what they're banking on. And they'll do little things where they'll line up Fred Warner and Greenlaw. They'll mug them in a line of scrimmage. They'll just drop back into coverage. They're not bringing the games that I watch. They're not looking to bring ton of pressure.
Because they don't need to.
They don't need to, and they just feel like we're gonna play this zone or we're gonna play this man coverage, and we're gonna be right so much more than you're right. And that's why this is a percentage defense. They're special because they are consistent. They are consistently in the right place. They're consistently in the right gap. They consistently win their one-on-one matchups. And when it comes to tackling the football, you'll see a broken tackle every now and again, but very few times do you see missed tackles. Very few times do you see one or two guys around the football. This is a gang tackling, a movement defense, and it's a player-led defense. This is one of those defenses where you talk about a guy like Hufanga, you talk about guys like Fred Warner and Nick Bosa. These guys will put in the extra work outside of what the coaches say. They're not looking to say, or whatever the coach says we do, that's the amount of work that we do and we're done. This is the group who's like, we're going to put the extra work in, we're going to put the extra time in, and they are extremely, extremely, extremely talented, but for even more than their talent, their consistency and the discipline, the assignment, alignment, sound football. Where you can smoke them at is that Steve Wilkes trusts those corners a lot in those cover 3 coverages, those man-to-man coverages. That's where you can win. But you got to hit it, because if you don't, then they're going to play the percentage. The next time we'll get you. The next time we'll be in coverage. So there are moments where you can run double move. There are moments where you can just
Wait. Don't give that away. Let's talk about how you attack that.
Okay.
Next on Hanging with the Boys.
Fall is here, and that means football is back, bringing all the delicious game day foods with it. As you prep for all the big games, tailgates, and watch parties, let Yo Quiero be your one-stop destination for all things home gating. Yo Quiero's fresh, flavorful, ready-to-serve guacamole, made with real Hass avocados, will score taste bud touchdowns as you cheer on the Cowboys. Yo Quiero's wide range of mouth-watering and versatile products can be found in your local grocery store's produce or deli section. Grab some today.
Star Sports Tours is the only official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, offering exclusive game weekend travel packages with pre-game sideline access and photo ops with current players, cheerleaders, and Cowboy legends. You want to stay at a team hotel, attend the best tailgate party in Texas, tour the Star, and talk X's and O's with me, Everson Walls? With Star Sports Tours, you can. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today.
SeatGeek has your back no matter what kind of Cowboys fan you are. So whether you're a diehard fan or a don't really care fan, a we got 'em next time fan or we'll never win again fan, a here for the tailgate fan or a first one through the gates fan, SeatGeek not only makes buying and selling tickets easier than ever before, they made just about everything else easier too. So whether you're a here every week fan or haven't been here in years fan, SeatGeek has you covered. Download the SeatGeek app today. SeatGeek, your ticket to great Dallas Cowboys seats.
How's Wingstop sound? Crispy, juicy, classic wings. Made to order, cooked to perfection. And sauced and tossed in those 11 soul-satisfying flavors. Paired with hand-cut seasoned fries, house-made honey mustard, blue cheese, or signature Wingstop ranch. And of course, spicy Cajun fried corn. I think you've heard enough. Get your flavor delivered at wingstop.com.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Welcome back to the People Show, Hanging with the Boys. In the second segment, each and every day is brought to you by blockchain.com. Thank you, blockchain.com. Also, tune in after us at 2 o'clock to listen to the Players Lounge. They have good things to say. They're very knowledgeable.
No, our shows are great, except one.
Anyway.
Stats to back up your defensive line.
Yeah.
The 49ers only blitzed 20.1% of the time, which is 26th in the league.
Let me write that down for my other shows.
But they
What'd
are.
you say? You said
21.1% blitz percentage, which is 26th in the league. They're tied for second in hurries. They're tied for 6th in quarterback hits.
So they get it done
with their front four.
Front four.
Yeah, this is what I try to explain to people, and Jesse did a great job. The bottom line is they are so good till they can play you vanilla. That speaks to, he said it once and I'm going to say it twice, that speaks to the great athletic ability of your front four. And it also says the ultimate discipline. When they run their games, their TEs, they are so disciplined that if you're an offensive lineman, they almost going to come to you because they are not going to get out of their lane. If this guy has to, and let's say a tackle in, if this tackle has to go out to this end, he's going to go all the way to that guy till he makes sure he has outside contained before he starts to rush. And the guy that's looping in, he's going to take care of the A and B gaps. They are so disciplined, but they're so athletic. So if you run it, if you don't pass it and you run it, this guy will be right there waiting on you.
So they're so good and so talented, you dumb down your schemes because
So
they can carry you on talent alone and discipline. And not have to trick things up.
But that's the percentages. Listen, we don't have to go and do all these other exotic things.
Because we got talent.
And to force us to.
Because we have the best linebacking crew in the National Football League. There is not a linebacking crew that is better than Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw. A duo, not one. And then they're saying we got Farrell, first round pick. Armstead, first round pick. I don't remember what pick Hargrave was, but he's a first round pick talent.
Yeah.
Nick Bosa, first round. So we got 4 first round talents up front doing what they do just off genetics alone. Now everything else we'll just take care of. Yeah. So like that's the thing. When I was watching it, the thought that came to my mind was and I forgot what coach said this about your teams, Nate. Right. It was like, yeah, we know what they're about to run. Like, we know what play they're going to run with Emmitt Smith. Yeah. Problem is, we can't stop it. Yeah. Like, everyone knows what we're about. Like, everyone, yes, we know what the Cowboys are going to run. They're going to run this, like you said, low right, low left. Here it comes again, fellas.
Lead draw.
Problem was, you got Stepnoski, Newton, Big E,
yeah.
So guess what?
Giesecke.
It's coming, but you got lead blocker. You got Darren Moose Johnson. It's coming, guys. We know what play is coming. Problem is, the guys blocking for him, we can't do nothing with. So we can stand in the hole if we want to, but here come Big Nate. He gonna root you up out of there. No matter how much you want to be in the right place, their talent and superiority is just going to override whatever you do. That's what they do defensively. 4-3, cover 1, cover 3, cover 2. You know what it is. They're just saying.
How do you like our 5 against their 4 up front?
Yeah.
What 5?
Good question.
What 5? Because according to coach, 77 and 70 are questionable about playing this game. They're on the side today in the rehab group. So what 5 are we talking about? Because if we're talking about
I was thinking
we're talking about a 5 that don't have those 2 in it. Don't know if I feel good about it.
Yeah.
We're talking about a 5 with those 2 guys, at least one of the 2 guys in it.
No, at least 70 in it.
70 in it, yes.
70,
yeah. And now I feel differently. I feel differently with 70 in the lineup. I feel way different with 70 and 77 in the lineup than I do with
66.
My percentages goes down and down with
66 and 71.
Yeah.
So, question for y'all, because today's supposed to be 49ers defense, Cowboys offense.
And we're going to get to that.
Is it just me?
Whoever smelt it dealt it.
I don't smell anything, so it wasn't me. Kurt, was it you?
I don't know.
Is it just me, or is this year, have they not played, this sounds stupid. It may be, and if it is stupid, y'all just tell me. I know y'all won't, I shouldn't even have to say it because y'all will tell me it's stupid. But it's almost like they haven't played, like we don't even have to talk about the offense a lot because the only thing there is to really talk about to me is the red zone problems. And to me, it's almost like they haven't played enough offense to point things out, to know where the weaknesses are.
They have, though. They have.
So it's just, am
they
I
have
stupid?
controlled this ball 35 minutes from 20 to 20.
Right, but like I'm talking about,
struggled in the red zone.
Right, but that's it. But it's like individual performances. Like you think you've got a great tight end in Ferguson. You think CD is elite, but there's just not.
But that's
to me,
why
there's
we
almost not
playing
enough
this game.
body of work so far on offense because you've been dominant on defense. And the one game that you had to put up points, you crapped the bed.
This is why you play these
And you're
games.
missing 3 linemen.
No, this is why you play this game. This game right here to
I love the way Nate takes a question you ask. He Yogi Berras you. You ask a question and he goes, "No, that's why you play this game." That wasn't the question.
No,
the question was, have they played enough on offense to?
They've averaged 34 minutes a game. They've averaged 34 minutes a game. They've only struggled when they got inside the 10.
Right.
So now we're saying, will they be sharp enough if we have the offensive linemen to battle this team? Now, if we want to say no to this right here, we might as well not even play the game. If we want to say, nah, they ain't got it worked out, that's why they practicing. It may sound simple.
That's my question, I think, is offensively, is this a really good offensive team or is it kind of I'm not sure yet.
Well, honestly, we are not sure.
And that's a good point. Like, they control the ball.
We're not sure.
Yeah.
We're not sure.
But why aren't we sure?
For the very reason you just said.
Okay, so I'm not
red
stupid.
zone.
No.
That's a roundabout way of saying, am I stupid?
No, you're not stupid. The red zone issue, of course, but also very few times you get 14, 16, 18 points from off of defensive stuff that's happening to you, like defense / special
so I'm
teams.
not crazy. All right.
So those things, the Cowboys have the 3 wins that they've won this year. The games have been decided by halftime.
Yeah.
Have been decided. So offensively,
Dak only had like He averaged like 3 passes in the fourth quarter in those 3 games.
Because offensively, all I have to do now is I just got to run the clock out. I have to just play smart football. I don't have to put the ball in danger. I don't have to put the ball in harm's way because
don't throw an interception. Yeah.
And Nate, we always ask this question about the identity of this football team. This team is led by the defense. This is a defensive-led football team right now. And I think Mike McCarthy understands that, and he's leaning on that. And the one time that it didn't come to fruition for us was in that Arizona game. And when you go back and you watch what they did, it was a lot of mental mistakes, a lot of errors, a lot of effort issues. They looked like they rectified those problems last week against the New England Patriots. They're going to have to be even more, and we'll talk about our defense later on, but even more with that. Offensively, though, there are things that you look at when you watch the Niners defense and you watch other teams play. Offensively, the Cowboys have the recipe to win these battles. Again, the Niners defensively are going to play the percentages. They're going to say, if Dak is going to nickel and dime us down the field with the way they run this new offense, cool. We're gonna find a time where he gets rushed, where he gets hit, and now one of those short passes are popped up in the air. And again, it goes back to when there's a short pass that's popped up in the air to a team that rallies to the football, you have a lot of guys in the area. That's where the turnovers come from. Mm-hmm. Or when you're trying to fit, when the game is kind of back and forth and I got to fit one in there, and now they get a hand on it, it's deflected or whatever it is, a lot of guys around the football, it turns into a turnover. So they're just going to constantly play that. What the Cowboys should be adding into the mix this weekend, this is just my personal opinion, the screen game should be in play. Arizona ran it a lot in their games. The screen game should be in play. I really do believe the screen, but creatively.
Why?
I just think the way that they
pursue,
they're going to pursue. They're coming. That's not the thing. But they're so sound. You got to get on their edges, get blockers in space, because when they play that man-to-man coverage or they play that cover 3 coverage, the corners are so far out of there. There's lanes on the outside. Okay. So if I can get the ball in this screen game to the running back with some space, now my offensive linemen are worried about blocking back in the inside where the Greenlaws and the Warners and the Hufungas are coming, and I have a little bit of a crease because the cornerback's out of there. Okay. Right. So, but again, it's all about picking and choosing when you run those screens, and also it kind of keeps their pass rushers off Nick Bosa a little bit off beat a little bit. You know what I'm saying? If they think they can get home and now boop, slip by them, you're out in the flat, you're out in the open and getting some things happening for you. And then the shallow crosses. When they play that man-to-man coverage, you see a lot of teams now having to try to defend guys, especially guys who have speed in traffic. When you get those guys having to run through the garbage, now I got guys coming out the back end, Cooks, Gallup, CD, Tolbert. When we're crossing shallow or deep and they're passing that thing off or they're trying to run behind because they want to get through the trash, now I got abilities to throw the ball out in front and I can come out the back end because that now only have to beat the guy trailing me and the single high safety. So those are some of the routes that you want to run when they have the opportunity to present yourself, because other than that, you're going to be trying to throw into these zones that they play, and they're long, they're rangy, they're athletic. And again, they're going to play. I keep sounding like a broken record. They're going to play the percentages on defense. They're going to play the fact that you're eventually going to make a mistake.
Don't turn the ball over. They have no fumbles right now. They have recovered no fumbles on defense. What they've had is 5 interceptions, 9 or 7 sacks. They haven't got any fumble recoveries yet. Don't turn the ball over. Don't do the stupid penalties at the wrong time. And when you get in the red zone, you have to run the ball in. If you run the ball in, it takes everything away. It gives you what you need. I mean, Jesse have given a great way of how to beat these guys. This is a challenge. Either you're good enough to play sound, intelligent football, or you go back and you do the same things you've done the last 2 or 3 games. Bad penalties, turnovers, and you lose the game. Now you going back. Either you're going to take 2 trips, one to Philly, one to the 49ers, and we'll be back and debating which is more important, the Super Bowl.
Won't be no debate to me.
At that point, yeah.
Yeah, you will be off in Mexico somewhere, and he'll be at a foreigner's concert.
I was just testing Live View in the back with Chris, getting ready for that playoff run. So I'm in Mexico either way. I sure would like my $10 that week if we could figure that out. I'll call from the pool.
I mean, as great as Jesse have sounded, I mean, he has given you just great stuff. And I just keep, like Jimmy would look at us. Troy, don't throw no interception. They had every type of relationship. Troy, we don't need no interceptions. He wouldn't say it as mad as I'm saying it because you don't talk to your quarterback that way. Emmett, we don't need a turnover. Nate, we can't have no holding. Please don't jump offside, Nate. I mean, that's what's been killing the Dallas Cowboys.
Does that make a team hesitant when you're so worried about the mistake?
Not if you're confident.
When you prepare the right way.
Yeah.
But it's the, hey, Luke Schoonmaker, when you get a chance to make a touchdown,
catch the ball,
make the touchdown, right? Like those are the things that will kill you against a team like this. Mm-hmm. When you have an opportunity to make plays.
I went back and looked at that play. By the way, you're right. I thought that was a really hard catch. He should have caught that ball.
Yeah, but those
tight ends should have caught it. It was a hard catch, but he should have.
Like those are the plays that are that should and need to be made to win games like this. CD, like when you get in the red zone, my guy, I need a better release. Like I just do. Like you pussyfooting around at the line of scrimmage with these. Go, set them and go. Like you doing all this.
Do you like?
No.
Do you?
No.
I don't like it.
No.
The fade route to him.
No. I don't mind the fade route to him. But my thing is, you know why I used to love Amari Cooper? The reason why I loved Amari Cooper, Amari would win his routes in two places. At the line of scrimmage, at the top of his route. I don't care what you do in between. You win at the LOS and you get out of that break, the percentage of you being successful is very, very, very high. Not many people could stay in front of Amari Cooper at the line of scrimmage. CD does this come off slow. Like, you're not Dez. Dez would be one who wants you to get in close to him because he just had this. He can just go get it.
Yeah. Maybe that's what I'm used to is seeing Dez.
You see 88
route.
and you throw like Dez. You're like, oh, he's covered, and then Dez is like.
Because when I see CD run that route, I'm like, I don't like.
It's lazy. It's now CD is better when there's more space, but in that you gotta set him at the line of scrimmage and leave him there. That's what you have to do better. So it's all these moments where there's going to be moments in this game where there's one-on-one coverage. So whether it's I'm not CD, whether it's Michael Gallup, Brandon, whoever it is, when those moments come, don't be pussyfooting around with these DBs, bro. Just set them and go by them and make the play. When the catch is supposed to be made, tight ends, you cannot drop it because that plays into the hands of this defense. Yeah. And like any defense who has a premium pass rusher, you find yourself now. Dak has been historically good in the last 2 years on third downs, great, but you get into third and long situations with premium pass rushers too often.
They're going to win.
The Micahs, the Knicks, the Khalils,
the commercial breaks.
Garrett's, the commercial breaks, they're going to win.
We'll be right back. It's the last segment of Hanging with the Boys.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
And they snap it to Prescott, who looks right. It's not there. He escapes left. He'll run for a first down.
Just like football, when it comes to crypto, it's important to have a team you can trust. With blockchain.com, I know I'm in good hands. Since 2011, they've been trusted by millions around the world to buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrency.
Prescott's going to run this himself. Run it up the middle, and he scores.
Whether you're new to crypto or an active trader, they've got you covered. What are you waiting for? Get started at blockchain.com.
How's Wingstop sound? Crispy, juicy, classic wings. Made to order, cooked to perfection. And sauced and tossed in those 11 soul-satisfying flavors. Paired with hand-cut seasoned fries, house-made honey mustard, blue cheese, or signature Wingstop ranch. And, of course, spicy Cajun fried corn. I think you've heard enough. Get your flavor delivered at wingstop.com.
SeatGeek has your back no matter what kind of Cowboys fan you are. So whether you're a diehard fan or a don't really care fan, a we got 'em next time fan or we'll never win again fan, a here for the tailgate fan or a first one through the gates fan, SeatGeek not only makes buying and selling tickets easier than ever before, they made just about everything else easier too. So whether you're a here every week fan or haven't been here in years fan, SeatGeek has you covered. Download the SeatGeek app today. SeatGeek, your ticket to great Dallas Cowboys seats.
James Wright here, your 2022 Dallas Cowboys Fan of the Year. You know how much I love my Cowboys, and I am thrilled to be talking to you about the 2023 Fan of the Year award presented by Captain Morgan. We're looking for the ultimate Cowboys fan to spice up the game. That means you eat, sleep, and breathe the Dallas Cowboys. If that's you, or if you know someone like me, then go to DallasCowboys.com/fan of the year, and you could win tickets to Super Bowl 58 and so much more. Enter today.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Welcome back to the final few minutes of Hanging with the Boys. The last segment is brought to you each and every day by Jigsaw, the official dating partner of the Dallas Cowboys. And we were just, well, that's for tomorrow. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Any last thoughts about the Cowboys offense since we didn't really touch on it much?
Can they run against this defense? And do they have to run to win?
Yes and yes. Yes and yes. I watch.
How do you run against this defense with that good of a front?
You hand the ball off to the guy behind you. He puts one foot in front of the
Stop.
other.
How do you be successful in the run game against this front four? Nate, how do you be successful in the run game against this front four?
You get too tight.
Stop!
No. You're not. Listen. Two tight end sets might not be a bad idea.
Not in this game.
You know, y'all cut me off every time I tried to tell y'all this. It's whoever our opening with Jesse does, the sports equivalent of Brill.
Wait, the sports criminal Brill.
Sports
What?
equivalent. Sports equivalent. I mean, you don't always understand me. Sports equivalent.
But we feel you.
We always
feel
But I
you.
promise you, gonna feel Philadelphia. I mean, the 49ers. You gonna feel them, bro. You gonna feel them. And how you beat them? No, they can hear me. If they can't, too bad. If we can't run the ball, that's why I brought up the 100 in. They rushing for 153. They only giving up 66. We got to get up close to 153 yards.
You think that's necessary to win?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Because now all of a sudden the 5 and 7 step drops that is essential to beat these guys, the double moves, to get down the field. You can do it because if they're playing a percentage defense, it's not in our favor, it's in their favor. So they saying, if you want to go 14 plays, have at it. The percentages are on their side because they have the better athletes. If we can't get a couple of 20-yard bombs or 20-yard plays, the big play has got to be a part of our thing this week. Not every down or not every series, but you got to take your shots.
Setting it up to take
and
shots.
So I'm with you 100%. The percentages are in their favor. That's mentally and physically. We have to take that. That's why I keep everywhere I go, challenge a test. If it's a test, you're trying to figure out what's going on. You're trying to make sure you do, getting it right. If it's a challenge, you feel equal. When I challenge Jesse to something, I feel equal or that I can beat him. And I'm hoping that the Cowboys feel that way. That's when I need number 70 in there. It's a challenge if number 70 in there. If number 66 is in there, it's going to be a test. It's going to be a test. I'm just being, you don't have to believe me.
And that grade is
just watch.
TBD, NA. So do they need to establish the run early?
And often. Don't give up on it. Even in the playoff last year, they ran the ball for, I think, maybe almost 100 yards, but they rushed it 30 times. Because they always felt that they had the guy that can break it. If Tony is good as we think he is, you still give him his opportunities if you're in the game. And they were in the game, and we were in the game. So they continued to rush the ball. What hurt us was the 2 interceptions in the misfortunes of when you have those penalties. I just believe cut down on your penalties, and do not turn that rock over at all costs. Now, it's going to come a point in the game, and we all know this, that the quarterback going to have to try. He going to have to say, okay, it's getting down to the end. I'm going to have to try. But make sure it's worthy of what you're trying to do.
Anything to add, Jesse, before we get out of here?
Nah, this is a very beatable team, guys. Like I look at this team.
hear.
I look at this team and
Kurt coming in at the end. Yeah, with the energy. That's the most energy I've heard Kurt have all year. Other than what we told.
mic drop.
Right.
That's it, man. We're out of here, man.
Good show, Nate. Good show, Kurt.
Good stuff, man. Good
Chris,
stuff.
thanks for
Good
keeping
stuff.
us on the air. Jazz, thanks
stuff,
for
Jazz.
keeping
But how
Chris
can you not
company.
have fun with this show? This is the best show ever.
And you got to listen to the very last segment, to the last minute, because that's usually when the fun comes.
Wow.
We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. Cowboys defense, 49ers offense on Hanging with the Boys Thursday. See you then.
We out.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys?